Hello everyone, my name is Tabby. Welcome back to my channel where today I am sharing with you guys my September wrap-up and October TBR. Yeah. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys my reading fails of the month because there are 3 of them, and yeah, I tried guys, I tried, okay? So the first fail book for me is The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth. This is the second book in the Carve the Mark duology, and I made it to page 329, and I have this much left, and I didn't finish it. I plan on finishing it, but I probably won't finish it in October. Who knows? I don't, but yeah, that was a fail. I can say that I so far like the first book better, Carve the Mark. I really like the first book a lot better, but I still love Akos. Akos is one of my favorite character in this duology, and that remains in the second book. The next book is one that I was supposed to read for the Tome Infinity and Beyond readathon, and I didn't. I failed that whole readathon, by the way, but that book is Caliban's War by James S.A. Corey, and I was so excited to read this, and I am still so excited, but this book it's a very adult space opera, so it's very intricate. There's lots of politics and stuff, so you really have to carve out some time for this. Well, I do at least, and I didn't have the time for during the readathon because I just wanted to read everything really fast and get all the books done, and that's just not how I can read a book like this. I really loved Leviathan Wakes. Like I said, it's a great space opera, and it is really reminiscent of Illuminae. If you've read Illuminae, then I feel like you would like reading this. It's really similar. Next fail book was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This book I feel is a little overhyped for me. The writing style is very beautiful, and you can find a lot of really nice quotes. Like you can see here, I've got lots of tabs for lots of pretty sentences and stuff, but I feel like she really doesn't need to make every paragraph so flowery and poetic the way she tries to do it in here. Like, man, one paragraph a chapter, like one sentence a chapter is good. Like, we don't have to do it every page. We really don't. It takes so long to tell the story, takes me out of the story and forgets what the heck we were even talking about. But yeah, other than that, the world that Laini Taylor builds is really nice. But again, it's just the writing style that kept bringing me out of the story, and it was just taking me forever to read this, and I was reading this with the Big Buddy read-along group. Yeah, I'm pretty sad that I didn't get to finish it and that I don't like it as much as I wanted to. The other thing that really kept me going is the fact that it has a lot of ties to the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which is a trilogy that I really love. So I was really happy to see that because I did not know that this was in any way, it's not even really related to the trilogy, but there's like, Easter eggs, you know what I mean? So I was really happy to find those. So the first book that I read in September was Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this is a sci-fi book. It is so much fun, and this is the one that's told through all kinds of mixed media, and I was really intimidated going into this, thinking that the mixed media format was going to pull me out of the story, but I was so wrong. It actually made me read it so much faster, because this is a pretty hefty book. It's almost 600 pages, and you just fly through it because of the way it's told. And also, the plot is really fast and action-packed, and I did a spoiler-free book review and a spoiler-full book talk for this video, for this book, and I will link that down below. I'm also going to try and do that corner thing where you, point in the corner and then the thing pops up. Wait, is it over here? It's over here. I'll link it over here so you can click on that. I feel so professional if I could figure that out. I don't even know, so don't hold your breath. The next book that I read was actually a novella, and it's called Beauty and the Blacksmith, and it's part of the Spindle Cove series, and you probably should read the other books, which I haven't, and I just kind of randomly picked it up to read the novella. But it's because one of the booktubers that I love watching is Amanda from the Naughty Librarian, and she was having a huge Tessa Dare readathon, and I decided to pick this book up because the way she talks about these books just makes me so curious and makes me want to pick them up. And I actually really liked reading this novella. It was really quick. It was like, I think under 150 pages. I read it on ebook, so I don't remember, but I think in physical form it's like less than 200 for sure. So it was really fast and really enjoyable, and there was lots of steamy scenes because it's an adult historical fiction, historical romance fiction. I feel like I might pick up more Spindle Cove books in the future, but I also want to try. I don't remember what the series name is, but the first book is called The Duchess Steele by Tessa Dare. I think I'll try that one first before I try Spindle Cove. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed it. And the third and final book that I read and completed in the month of September was Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. This was so good. I never thought I would read a J.R. Ward book. Never. I don't know why. I don't know. She is a adult. Okay, is it paranormal or is it urban fantasy? Because I just don't understand the difference between the two. Is paranormal like ghosts and urban fantasy is vampires? I don't know. Either way, it's one of those two. I think it's urban fantasy. Anyways, it's got vampires and it's adult themed and there's smutty stuff, but there's also like a really good plot and really cool characters that I loved. I can't lie, there are some cheesy moments. There are some cheese. But who doesn't love a good piece of Gouda, some Swiss, some mozzarella, some cheddar? You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some of those things in your life. And this is good cheese. This is good. This ain't none of that moldy looking blue cheese or whatever that's called, gross. No, this is Swiss, Gouda, mozzarella, cheddar. You know what I mean? I also really like the idea that they listen to a lot of rap. So they were mentioning a lot of like 90s rap artists, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know that song, I know that person, I love this. So I really like this book and I cannot wait to pick up the second one. Whew, okay, that was my September wrap up and my fail reads of the month. There's always fail reads. I don't know if that is what happens with you guys, but I always start some book and never finish it and never get back to it. And this month I had 3 books that I didn't finish. I do have some books on the TBR list for October, and they are all buddy reads, so hopefully I finish them all. The first book that I cannot wait to read, and it's actually a reread, and it's Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, the first book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy, or the Grisha trilogy, whatever you want to call it. And I'm reading this with Crystal from the Skeptical Bookworm, and I am so excited to read this because this was the first fantasy book I ever read, ever, and it started my love for YA fantasy. I'm so excited. I remember I tabbed this book up, but back then I didn't really feel comfortable writing in my books, and I also didn't color coordinate. I just used all one solid color, so I have no idea what those tabs mean. I have flipped back and tried to figure out what they mean, but I have no idea, so I'm so excited to reread it and tab it properly. We are rereading the whole trilogy in anticipation for King of Scars. I'm so excited. Next, I plan on buddy reading Uprooted by Naomi Novik with Morgan from Morgan Vega. She did a video recently about fairy tale retellings that she wants to get to, and Uprooted was on the list. And for some reason, I didn't know that Uprooted was a fairy tale retelling, and I don't even remember what she said it was a retelling of. It's a retelling apparently. And I've had it on my shelf for so long, so I was like, girl, let's read it together. So now we're reading it in October, and I'm really excited. The other book that I'm excited to get to is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer, which I'm actually reading this because I'm co-hosting a read-along, and it's happening at the end of October. I don't know the exact dates yet, but I will leave a link to the Twitter account so that you can see when those dates are posted, because we're doing a read-along of every book until February, I think. That's going to be exciting, and I'm reading it with the read-along co-hosts are Grace from Grace Mari, Lori from Lori and Thomas, and Leah from Where in the World is Leah? I'm excited. This is my first read-along. I'm kind of nervous. Like, I've never hosted anything before. What if I fail? Okay, the next book that I want to read this month is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I already started. I am on the 3rd novella, and I'm reading this with Grace from Grace Mari, or Grace Marie Oh, great. I never know how to say the second name. Mary. Grace, can you say your name in your next video? It will help me out so much. Thank you. I'm reading this with Grace and Shelby from What's My Page Again. We are reading this. I don't think any of them have read this, so I don't think it's a reread for any of them. And how many books did I even say I have on this list? Okay, the next book I have is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabat Tahir, which is the third book in the Ember in the Ashes quartet. 4 books. Yeah, and this is number 3. This was one of my most anticipated books of 2018, and it came out, I think, in March, May, June. It came out pretty early in the year, and I'm only now getting around to it. I am reading this book, I think, with Grace and Lori from Lori and Thomas. I'm pretty sure that's still happening. I know Grace is reading it. I haven't checked in with Lori if she's still down, but if she is, then yeah, we're reading this. I'm so excited. I love An Ember in the Ashes. It's a really dark for a YA book, and I love dark stuff. So, and I've seen some pretty like scary reactions for this book. Scary as in like something sad happens and something devastating happens, and I'm ready, but I'm not ready at the same time. So pray for me. I'm also really excited to get back into Helene's storyline because I love Helene. She's so badass. I love her. The second book had such a huge plot twist. I don't know if it was just me and I was completely blind and I just did not see that coming, but I did not see that coming. And wow, it was just plot twist of the year, folks. Plot twist of the year. I'm so excited to get into this. So I have quite a few books on my TBR, but quite a few of those are actually on audiobooks, so I'm going to use audiobook to help me get through most of them pretty fast because audiobook is good for that. And if I can get through some of them, then I also want to try to read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon because Lauren from the Novel Lush is doing a read-along, and she's reading The Bone Season for October. So I want to try to participate in that, but that's like at the bottom of the priority list because, yeah. Anyways, that's my TBR, that's my wrap up, that's everything in between. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What did you guys read this month? What do you plan on reading next month? I want to know. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!
So the first book that I finished in October, dang it, it's September, get it right. The next buddy read I have is with Look, I loved that book so much, and I suck at this. The next buddy read I have is with Red. Long story short, I'm going to be a vampire for Halloween, and you can't stop me.